December 7, 1941, the attack on Pearl Harbor began the conflict between the U.S. and Japanese.
I believe that I interpret the will of the Congress and of the people when I assert that we will not only defend ourselves to the uttermost, but will make it very certain that this form of treachery shall never again endanger us.
We never come back and focus on Hawaii and its people during the attack, nor the people of Native Hawaiians how actually taken part in the defense and attacks.
In 1940, over 2,000 Native Hawaiians served in the United States Army during World War II. Because of extensive intermarriage before the war, many more soldiers with partial Hawaiian ancestry were reported as belonging to other racial groups. All of men drafted in the Hawaiian Islands, an estimated 12%, were Native Hawaiians or part Hawaiian.
Hawaiian soldiers contributed a lot during World War II, but their history is often erased, and it's hard to find any obituaries or information about Hawaiian soldiers. But we did find one, and his name is William, or Willie, Hokoana Jr. Willie was born in 1915, and he served in the Army. Willie's a very interesting guy because actually in his real obituary, people in his team, his sergeant, described him as being the only guy big enough to carry all the bazooka rockets. Willie was a very brave man for fighting in the war, but while we are talking about Hawaiians in the military, it's also important to talk about Hawaiians during the war. After all, Hawaii was the one that was bombed during Pearl Harbor. Before Pearl Harbor, the Great Depression had hit Hawaii very hard because plantation workers were no longer being paid enough for them to continue their work. While the economy was still recovering, Pearl Harbor hit, and Hawaii was put under something called martial law. This means that the lives of Hawaiian citizens were now completely under control of the American government, and they had things such as curfews and when to not be out. Hawaiian restaurants were now turned into something called blackout restaurants, which are restaurants with no windows in them. Their beaches had things like barbed wires, and children were even wearing gas masks. The martial law in Hawaii lasted for 3 years, but when martial law was finally removed, Hawaii's economy was hit. Hawaiian businesses had grown and restaurants had been placed, and when American soldiers began to leave, they didn't have as many people to sell to as they did before. It was after Pearl Harbor that Hawaii eventually became a state of the United States. Remember, Hawaii is not just a place where you can go on vacation. It's a land with people and with history. Have a good day.